is a B2B marketplace. India is one of the largest B2B marketplace where we have more than 6 million users who is using our platform. So a little bit about myself. So I've been in this B2B space, e-commerce space from almost 19 years. Since I've been working with TradeIndia and have seen my journey going from 5,000 users to almost 6 million users. That's been my experience in e-commerce. So today I'll talk about future of e-commerce in India. So as you know, with the pandemic, the people used to talk about pre-pandemic. People used to talk about economy. Okay, but today people is talking about digital economy. Okay, and that is where the future of e-commerce lies in India. If you see India as a whole, the internet penetration in India has really grown. So if you talk about 2017, India had only 400 million users, internet users, but today we are sitting at more than 624 million internet users. So that's a huge penetration which has happened in India in terms of the internet penetration primarily. Okay, but on top of it, the more important is that more than 400 million people are digitally connected or connected through smartphones. That's the power of internet which the e-commerce industries are using these days. Yeah. So how the future of e-commerce looks like today. Okay, so if you see in India, India is the second largest internet community in the world after China. So in terms of internet population, we are the second largest. Okay, and and if you see the age group, okay, so primarily the age group, the internet penetration has started from 18 years to 35 years is the most who are using the internet today, and these are primarily the e-commerce driven audience which is there. Okay, but today if you see in India, there are large players in e-commerce. So we have Flipkart, we have Amazon, we have lots of other players. Okay, but these are the two primary players in the e-commerce industry. And when it comes to B2B, TradeIndia is one of the largest player. But what is going to change? What has changed in these COVID times is the consumer behavior. Okay, so when it comes to consumer behavior, people today are ordering more online than offline. Okay, the journey has moved from offline to online. Today we are talking about everything e as a word, like e-learning, e-education, medicine, e-consultation. Everything has become online today, right? So similarly, the future of e-commerce will be driven by some of the key aspects. That is what I feel. One is basically it will be more uh, content driven. Okay, it will not be only pictorial driven. It will be more content driven. People would like to experience the product. Okay, want to see what is that they can have the same feel they have. They can get it offline. Okay, so content will be a key factor. So content doesn't mean only image. Content means video. Content means virtual reality. Virtual means augmentation reality. People would like to do that. Maybe a time will come. People will want to buy a car. They would like to experience online because of COVID. They don't want to go online, or go to showroom and feel that experience. They would like to use technology. Real estate per se, if the real estate, people would not like to visit and buy the property offline, but they would like to see the visual of that property online itself and have the similar kind of feel. And because of the advancement of the technology, now the consumers are able to do that, and there are so many companies who are already doing it. So it will be more content driven, and the right content, the company who will develop the right content will able to scale faster. Second is delivery. Delivery becomes a very important role today. If you see, we order food, right? We want that the order should be delivered in half an hour. Okay. Similarly, in the e-commerce space, in the B2B space or the B2C space, people will look for same day delivery. So same day delivery, people might use technology there. The e-commerce industry will use technology there. Okay, where it can be more hyper local kind of delivery. The warehousing model will change. It will be like 15-minute city. I'll talk about it. It will be 15-minute city kind of delivery. Like from one city to another city, product will be delivered in 15 minutes. So that is the future of e-commerce. What I see, where people, the companies will use drone. Company will use different type of technologies to deliver the product. The other key factor where e-commerce will change is primarily the personalization. Today people like personalization. For example, if my interest is sports, my interest is health. my interest is, maybe technology, I would like to see those kind of products when I log in a platform, okay, because that's my interest, okay, and the conversion will become higher, okay. So more machine learning and deep learning and lots of recommendation engines will be developed so that a user internet just because understanding the user behavior, the products and the journey, consumer journey will be developed. So this personalization will play a key role, okay, going forward. The other thing which I can see, in terms of the future e-commerce is the kind of new technologies which will be used, the kind of vertical which will be developed. Today, if you see Flipkart or Amazon, they are a marketplace. Okay, so they are a marketplace where you get all type of products. But there is a new growth which is happening, and especially in India, we can see that in globally also there are so many platforms. In India, if you see, there are verticals who are doing really good. For example, Big Basket. So in delivery, grocery, Big Basket is doing a very good job. Zomato, Swiggy, in terms of food. Okay. Similarly, there are platforms like Paperfry doing good in furniture, Nykaa and personal care. So lots of vertical specific platform has a scope. Okay. Other than that, because of this pandemic, the supply chain has impacted a lot. So people are looking so some small 2-tier, 3-tier, small cities. The entrepreneurs are coming from their side. They're from there, and what they're trying to do is they are trying to build the local ecosystem in place. Okay, and because of the local ecosystem, the e-commerce in small cities will grow and especially grow vertically. Okay, when I'm talking about vertically, you might not see magic bricks or 99 acres of the world to capture the whole market, but maybe in a small city, like for example, I come from a city called Darjeeling, so you will find a property platform only for Darjeeling, which will do wonders in terms of the business. Okay, so small vertical specific e-commerce will grow. That is what that we foresee in 2021 by 2024. So what is critical here to understand is why these things are growing, because of the more users of internet. Today, if you see, we are living online, right? We are living, we are, I mean, from starting from the marketing, today we are virtually connected to globally, like global audience. So that is the positive, the strong point of internet, which is helping e-commerce to try lots of new things. So for example, from a small city, like there is a small city in India that is called Muradabad, which is very famous for brass handicrafts. So this particular SME, small business, can have the aspiration to grow global, okay, because of e-commerce. Because he doesn't have to now participate in any trade shows, he doesn't have to travel, because of the internet, the whole audience is online, okay, and because of the audience is online, now he can connect with any customers globally. And that is what we have seen similar kind of traction on our platform TradeIndia.com also. So in TradeIndia, our audience comes from globally and they want to buy products from smaller cities in India. And that is what our platform has done. And that is what we can foresee the future of internet, future of e-commerce, specifically in India. Now, what are the other things which might change? The other thing which might change is the way of communication. Okay, the communication people will do in e-commerce. Today, we are communicating only through one medium, that is emails. Okay, voice will play a large role. Video will, so we call it 3V. The voice, video, and vernacular will play a large role. So today in India specifically, there is a 10x growth in vernacular searches in India. Okay, so all this e-commerce platform will slowly and gradually move from English to different vernacular languages, because the audience has reached to smaller cities also, which might not understand English. Okay, they might be very comfortable in their regional languages. So that will be the power going forward, and there is a 10x growth. As I said, 10x growth in vernacular searches, and you will be surprised to know one very important data, that in WhatsApp, the most used messaging is voice message. Why voice message? Because a business to business interaction, he doesn't want to type on regional languages, so he'll just put a small voice message and say that. Okay, and technology will be built in order to understand the language and give a results to those customers. So for example, I said that I want to buy rice. or I want to buy basmati rice, and just put a text, and automatically, the bot will give the results of which are the rice products which are there in that particular platform, and people can buy. So these kind of new technologies will come in place going forward. Yeah. And other than that, payment. Now, lots of innovations is happening on payment these days. So it's specifically in India after demonetization. After demonetization, digital payment took a long growth. This was a J curve kind of growth, and especially in India, UPI. Okay, in UPI there is a growth of almost 175% growth on usage and UPI. So there were lots of innovations which will happen on payment, and because of the pandemic, people do not want to take cash. They feel that they might get infected. Okay, so this digital payment will play a large role on growing the e-commerce business. Okay, and that's what even in Trade India we realized in this pandemic times. We spoke to thousands of SMEs, and they say that they want to build up payment solutions within Trade India. So we have a product called Trade Khata, where customers can generate invoice, get the payment online. So these new innovations of getting the payments online and very faster payments. It's not only payments, using a link, maybe payments through WhatsApp, payments through different SMS, using SMS. So lots of new technologies will be built on top of these payment solutions. Okay, that is what we foresee specifically in the e-commerce space. Will really grow like a J curve is the subscription business. Today, if you see, whether it's Netflix, all the OTT platforms, right? They are right now working on subscription, right? So this subscription business will be attached with e-commerce also. Like, for example, Amazon have started Amazon Prime, Flipkart have their Flipkart Plus, or Swiggy. Swiggy has their Swiggy, Zomato has something called Zomato Gold. So everybody will build a subscription business to have the stickiness in place of the customer. Okay, because if you take a subscription, then you get X discount. Okay, right? So this subscription will really grow, and have seen, and all these platforms I'm talking about, whether it's Flipkart, even per se, Trade India, we work only on subscription, have really seen growth in last so many years. Okay, and this will definitely grow further also, because end of the day, we need to keep the consumers stickiness in the stickiness of the buyer on the platform. Okay, so these are some of the trends. I'd like we foresee in the future, and I believe there will be a huge e-commerce growth going forward. But with this e-commerce growth also, they will see lots of platforms coming in. There is a lots of potential. It's a blue ocean. Okay, if you see, so if sometimes you get chance to learn about it, read about this called blue ocean strategy. Okay, so it's a blue ocean, especially in India. E-commerce has a blue ocean. There are few players. There is scope for so many players, but only company will survive who comes up with a new thought process as per the consumer behavior. So that as the consumer changes, the product has to be built on top of it, and as per the consumer behavior. That is what I foresee. So that's what I would like to share my thoughts on the future e-commerce of India, and happy to take any questions. So thank you very much. Thanks for taking out this time to listen this webinar, and thank you very much. Okay, bye bye. Yeah, take care.